Motorola was an American multinational telecommunications company. The company was founded on September 25th, 1928 by Paul Galvin and Joseph Galvin, but on January 4th, 2011, the company was split into Motorola Mobility and Motorola Solutions. So what happened? What went wrong for Motorola? Well, let's find out. Motorola was founded in Chicago, Illinois as Galvin Manufacturing Corporation at 847 West Harrison Street in 1928. Paul Galvin wanted a brand name for Galvin Manufacturing Corporation's new car radio and created the name Motorola by linking motor for motor car and Ola from Victrola, which was also a popular ending for many companies at the time. For example, Mobilia and Crayola. The company sold its first Motorola branded radio on June 23, 1930 to H.C. Wall of Fort Wayne, Indiana for $30. The Motorola brand name became so well known that Galvin Manufacturing Corporation later changed its name to Motorola Incorporated in 1947. Galvin Manufacturing Corporation began selling Motorola car radio receivers to police departments and municipalities in November 1930. The company's first public safety customers, all in the U.S. state of Illinois, included the village of River Forest, village of Bellwood Police Department, city of Evanston Police, Illinois State Highway Police, and Cook County, Chicago area police. Many of Motorola's products have been radio-related, starting with a battery eliminator for radios through the first handheld walkie-talkie in the world in 1940, defense electronics, cellular infrastructure equipment, and mobile phone manufacturing. In the same year, the company built its research and development program with Dan Noble, a pioneer in FM radio and semiconductor technologies, who joined the company as director of research. The company produced the handheld AM SCR 536 radio during World War II, which was vital to Allied communication. Motorola ranked 94th among United States corporations in the value of World War II military production contracts. Motorola went public in 1943 and became Motorola Incorporated in 1947. At that time, Motorola's main business was producing and selling televisions and radios. Post-World War II, the last plant was listed in Quincy, Illinois at 1400 North 30th Street, where 1,200 employees made radio assemblies for both home and automobiles. In 1969, Neil Armstrong spoke the famous words, "One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind," from the moon on a Motorola transceiver. In 1973, Motorola demonstrated the first handheld portable telephone. In 1974, Motorola introduced the first microprocessor, the 8-bit MC68000, used in automotive, computing, and video game applications. That same year, Motorola sold its television business to the Japan-based Matsushita, the parent company of Panasonic. Then in 1980, Motorola's next-generation 32-bit microprocessor, the MC68000, led the wave of technologies that spurred the computing revolution in 1984, powering devices from companies such as Apple, Commodore, Atari, Sun, and Hewlett-Packard. In September 1983, the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, FCC, approved the Dynatac 8000X telephone, the world's first commercial cellular device. By 1998, cell phones accounted for 2/3 of Motorola's gross revenue. In 1986, Motorola acquired Storno, resulting in a whole new range of innovative communication products for the new owner, including the NMT, an automatic cellular cell phone, and made Motorola a more central player in the early stages of the GSM standardization process in 1987. With this addition, Motorola strengthened its position in Europe significantly. As Motorola's European development arm, Storno developed a GSM terminal in 1992. On January 29, 1988, Motorola sold its Arcade, New York facility and automotive alternators, electromechanical speedometers, and tachometers products to Prestolite Electric. In 1996, Motorola released the Motorola Star Max, which was Macintosh clone that was licensed by Apple, and it came with System 7. However, with the return of Steve Jobs to Apple in 1997, Apple released macOS 8. Because the clone maker's licenses were valid only for Apple's System 7 operating system, Apple's release of Mac OS 8 left the clone manufacturers unable to ship a current macOS version without negotiation with Apple. A heated telephone conversation between Jobs and Motorola CEO Christopher Galvin resulted in the termination of Motorola's clone contract, the discontinuation of Motorola Star Max, and the long-favored Apple being demoted to just another customer, mainly for PowerPC CPUs. Apple and Jobs did not want Motorola to limit the PowerPC CPU supply, so as retaliation, Apple and IBM expelled Motorola from the AIM alliance and forced Motorola to stop producing any PowerPC CPUs, leaving IBM to make all future PowerPC CPUs. However, Motorola was later reinstated into the alliance in 1998. In 1998, Motorola was overtaken by Nokia as the world's biggest seller of mobile phone handsets. In 1999, Motorola separated a portion of its semiconductor business, the Semiconductor Components Group, SCG, and formed ON Semiconductor, whose headquarters are located in Phoenix, Arizona, after 2000. In June 2000, Motorola and Cisco supplied the world's first commercial GPRS cellular network to BT Cellnet in the United Kingdom. Motorola also developed the world's first GPRS cell phone. In August 2000, Motorola acquired Pintrack International Incorporated for $160 million. In doing so, Motorola not only acquired computer-aided dispatch and related software, but also acquired automated fingerprint identification system software. With recent acquisitions from that year, Motorola reached its peak employment of 150,000 employees worldwide. 2 years later, employment would be at 93,000 due to layoffs and spin-offs. In June 2005, Motorola overtook the intellectual property of Sendo for $30,000 and paid €362,575 for the plant, machinery, and equipment. In June 2006, Motorola acquired the software platform Ajar, developed by the British company TTP Communication Place. Later in 2006, the firm announced a music subscription service named iRadio. The technology came after a break in partnership with Apple Computer, which in 2005 had produced an iTunes-compatible cell phone, ROKRE1, and most recently, mid-2007, its own iPhone. iRadio was to have many similarities with existing satellite radio services, such as Sirius and XM Radio, by offering live streams of commercial-free music content. Unlike satellite services, however, iRadio content would be downloaded via broadband internet connection. However, iRadio was never commercially released. Greg Brown became Motorola's chief executive officer in 2008. In October 2008, Motorola agreed to sell its biometrics business to Safran, a French defense firm. Motorola's biometric business unit was headquartered in Anaheim, California. The deal was closed in April 2009. The unit became part of Sagman Morpho, which was renamed MorphoTrack. Split. On March 26, 2008, Motorola's board of directors approved a split into two different publicly traded companies. This came after talk of selling company to another corporation. These new companies would compromise the business units of Motorola, and these new companies would comprise the business units of Motorola Mobile Devices and Motorola Broadband and Mobility Solutions. Originally, it was expected that this action would be approved by regulatory bodies and complete by mid-2009, but the split was delayed due to company restructuring problems and the 2008 to 2009 extreme economic downturn. On February 11, 2010, Motorola announced it would separate into two independent publicly traded companies. The cell phone and cable television equipment businesses would spin off to form Motorola Mobility, while the remainder of Motorola Incorporated, which comprised the government and enterprise equipment business, would become Motorola Solutions. The split was closed on January 4, 2011. Motorola Mobility was eventually acquired by Google on May 22, 2012. Google later sold Motorola Mobility's cable equipment business to Aris Group in December 2012, and Motorola Mobility itself to Lenovo on October 30th, 2014. And there's the history of Motorola. So, what went wrong? Well, I think that conflict they had with Apple, and when they had that extreme economic downturn, I think that's when things started to go wrong for Motorola. But anyways, with that being said, I think that's where I'm going to end off this video. If you guys happen to enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button. And also, don't forget to subscribe, because I do videos every single day. And also, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell on my other channels. You can find my other channels in the channels tab on my channel. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!